What's up guys, and welcome back to another video. Today we're going to talk about how much money I made on the first house that I ever flipped. Now before we get started, on my last video I talked about the basic elements on how to get going and started with that flipping houses business. If you haven't watched it, please go and check it out and let me know if you have any questions. I didn't go in depth details on how to actually get going. I just gave you the basic elements, where to go, what do you need, and how to get started. In the future videos, I'll be going in more details and explain to you exactly what do you need and how do you do it. Now in this video, we're going to talk about how much money I earned in the first sale that I had, how much money I made profit. So I got started back in 2018. I decided that I want to actually get into the real estate world and see how everything is. I took a risk. I had absolutely no idea what I was doing. Of course, I went to YouTube, started looking up stuff. I went to Google, started searching stuff, reading articles, reading people's comments, watching a bunch of YouTube videos to actually just get an idea like what to do. Excuse me. So yeah, after that, I was like, all right, I'm ready to do this. And I did all the steps that I mentioned in my previous video. And from there, I decided that I want to go for this house. I got good price from my real estate agent. She told me like how much this house will be worth in the market. And I got it for, I think it was a decent price. And I got a contractor. My contractor went to the house, checked it out, gave me an estimate on how much everything's gonna cost. And we got started. Basically, it took about 37 days to get that house ready, to get it listed. And man, I can't tell you the feeling, man. I was really excited, nervous, excited. It was just mixed emotions. I don't know really what to feel, but mostly excited. So the house got listed, started getting showings, started getting offers. The first couple of offers scared the shit out of me because they were kind of low. They were actually lower than what I actually invested in the whole project. But after that, things started to look up, and I did get a couple of decent offers. And actually got to the point where I had two families at the time. I remember two families were betting against each other, and eventually one of them had the highest bet, and that's who actually bought the house. And after expenses, after everything, I did really, like, to me as a beginner, I thought I did pretty well. Before I tell you how much money I made, I'm gonna tell you how I earned my capital before that, because obviously you have to have money to get going, and I don't come from money. Like, I don't come from a rich family or anything. I'm self-taught. Everything I know, I taught myself. I do Amazon FBA, which I will talk about in the future videos. I also taught myself how to work with Amazon and do all the Amazon FBA stuff. I do daily trading with stocks. I do daily trading with crypto, and I do houses for also. So all the things that I know and that I'm doing, all the companies that I have, I taught myself how to run every single thing. Thanks to the internet, thanks to YouTube, thanks to Google, and thanks for all the creators out there that tells people what to do. And hopefully you can find the same thing in my channel. That's what inspired my channel, honestly, to do this, because I was looking up to all these people. They were putting content out there just to help people out, and these people actually really help. Like, everything I learned from Amazon FBA, the real estate, and all the other businesses that I know, all the other stuff that I know, literally all on the internet. Never took a course, never went to school for it, never done any of that. Just self-taught purely, 100%. Let's jump right back to it. So I come from the retail world. I did about 12-13 years in retail. I worked in everything you can think of in a retail world for about 12 years. And back in 2015, this is story time. Back in 2015, if you guys remember when the hoverboard became very popular, I was one of those guys that sells hoverboards in the mall. So I started selling a couple of them around Christmas time. It was around the holiday season. I sold them in a very busy mall in my city here, and I did pretty well. And from that, that's where I had some decent amount of money, cash flow, to get going with other ideas that I already had, but I didn't have enough money for it. So from that, where I started, which is back in 2015, I came up with the idea. I was like, let me go to the mall. I saw how popular they were. You guys remember how popular they were? I went to the mall, got me Chaos, started selling those hoverboards, made good money, made good sales. And eventually, after the holiday was over, I had, you know, the capital that I needed for my next investments, which I actually got into other businesses. They were retail businesses, but I got, you know, I got lucky with that as well. And that's how I was actually able to come up with some cash eventually and start my real estate journey. And yeah, I took that cash, I took that risk, and I was like, I'm going for it. Whatever happens, happens. And I started with my first house, and I did pretty good with it. And that's what inspired me to continue going. And to this day, I'm still doing, my majority of income comes from real estate. All the other sources of income for me also generates revenue for me, which is daily trading. I do stocks, crypto, and I do Amazon FBA. I've been doing Amazon FBA for about 2.5 years, and I love it. I love it. And like I said, we'll talk about it in future videos. Bottom line, go back to the original topic, which is how much money I made. So my initial investment was between the house price, how much I paid for the house, and how much I paid to renovate it. It was close to 120,000. It was 118 and some change. I'm not sure exactly how much. And I sold it for $185. I sold it for $185,000. That's how much I sold the house for, and boy was I happy. I was so happy, not just for the money. I was just like mainly proud. To me, it was a personal satisfaction to watch the house go from shit to somewhere where people can actually live in it and enjoy it and look decent and start a family, or you know what I mean. So back to the original topic, how much money I made flipping the first home that I worked on. So my total investment was about 120K, about 128,000. It was actually 118 and some change to be exact. And the house was sold for 185, was sold for 185. So you could do the math yourself. Subtract all the expenses, all the commission, all the taxes and all that. I was left with good chunk of money, and that motivated me to continue that journey. And I was so proud. I was so happy. Like when I did the first flip, I was more proud of myself than anything, because I literally taught myself how to to start, to finish, how to do everything. And I saw like how much I made in about 3 months. The process was about 3 months, and that's how much I made on the first house. And I suggest that you guys do the same thing. You can't just tell yourself, I'll do it later, I'm waiting for the perfect opportunity, I'm waiting for the right time. There's never the right time. There's never the perfect opportunity. Just go for it and do it. Go for it and do it. That's all I'm telling you. So once again, just to remind you guys, please like and subscribe. Comment below, what do you want to hear next? What do you want to see next? What do you want me to talk about next? And if you have any questions, anything, please leave in a comment below. And I'll see you next time.